And if anybody's out there listening, they have an opportunity to listen. Yes? Okay, all right. Is anybody out there? Yeah, don't hold the lot in. Just that has to be working through them, yeah. Yeah. I fully agree. I didn't know that needed to be done, but that would have been a Justin suggestion, yeah. Okay. All right. Okay, all right. Paul's in, good. We got at least one. All right. Thank you. Yeah. Good morning and welcome. This is the first, I suppose it's kind of a small point, FFF family formation. Next is part of I'm speaking to you also. You guys, this is all. The experts in housing tell us that humans don't care how much and we can come to purity, honest, and learn about Jesus that way. We can come to Sunday school. That's an important way to learn about Jesus as well. But the most important instructor for the faith, the Christian faith, is these two strange people on either side of you, your mom and your dad. Yeah, hi. And it's our goal, it's our hope that we can get some participation and some enthusiasm. We'll build it week to week. We'll build it family to family of giving our parents the tools to pass on the faith. Very simple Bible stories, very simple songs. You guys will have me soon enough in confirmation class, right about the time that you're in your early teens, when you'll wonder if it's even cool to be around adults. And I'll do my best to teach you about Jesus, but I need help. I need partners. I need your moms and dads to help me in this enterprise. So that's why they are very much encouraged to be a part of this as well. These are not long sessions that we're going to have, probably about 20 minutes, okay? So you can come. If you're here for worship on Sunday morning, I encourage you to go downstairs, have a cup of coffee. I know there's mostly silver-haired people down there, but you could talk to some of those grandma and grandpa types as well. They'd love to have conversation with you. Go to church, go down there, grab a cup of coffee, grab a cookie or a donut or whatnot, and then come right back up here from 10:30 to 10:50. We'll have a wonderful, meaningful, and short Bible lesson as far as passing on the faith, okay? So, I like to move around. When I was young, like your guys' age, the teacher would write things like, he's a good kid, Mrs. Olson, but he can't sit still. Has that ever happened with you guys? You have trouble sitting still? Of course not. You guys are picture perfect kids. But I had trouble sitting still. I needed to learn by moving and doing things, you know? And so I think if my teachers, my elementary school teachers, as well as my Sunday school teachers, if they would have had me up moving around, I think I might have learned something a little better. So I'm going to have you stand up, all right? And today's lesson is going to be about creation. and God creating everything. And there's a beautiful little song that talks about that. This song is entitled In the Beginning. Kind of like the same way that God created things in the beginning. Of course, you can't go anyplace else but the beginning. And this song, I'm going to teach you the movements and the lyrics, and you guys will be able to sing this song at home. In fact, if you want to kind of get rid of some anxiety or get rid of some energy before you go to bed, you could probably sing this song. Okay, it goes like this. In the beginning, God made the seas. Can you go like this? In the beginning, God made the seas and the forest filled with trees. These are trees, okay? God made the mountains. Here's a mountain. God made the mountain up so high. Above it all, God made the sky, okay? God's fingerprints, this is where you get to touch mom and dad. God's fingerprints are everywhere just to show how much God cares, like this. Aww. And in between, God had some fun. Can you snap your fingers? Fun. He made a hippo that weighs a ton. Hip, hip, hippopotamus. Go down low and then go up high. Hip, hip, hooray, God made all of us. Hip, hip, hippopotamus. Hip, hip, hooray, God made all of us. Okay, you ready? Are you really ready? Let me hear it. Yes. Okay, all right. Here we go. In the beginning, God made the seas and the forest filled with trees. God made the mountains up so high. Above it all, God made the sky. God's fingerprints are everywhere just to show how much God cares. And in between, God had some fun. He made a hippo that weighs a ton. Hip, hip, hippopotamus. Hip, hip, hooray, God made all of us. Hip, hip, hippopotamus. Hip, hip, hooray, God made all of us. Ah. Take a seat. So that's one song we can learn. There's all sorts of other songs we're going to teach you as well. Not every Sunday, but hopefully every Sunday, okay? Or at least a lot of Sundays. And that teaches us, the lesson there is God created things. God's fingerprints are everywhere. God's fingerprints are in fossils. What's a fossil? Can anybody tell me what a fossil is? Yeah, it's like a hard rock and stuff is formed in it from long time ago, right? Like it might be little insects or organisms. Might even be something big like a dinosaur, yeah? That's part of God's fingerprints. Have you ever walked around the church grounds here and seen the beautiful flowers? There's a wonderful woman by the name of Mary Mackey. She takes care of all the flowers out here. And there are a few others as well. Jan Gregorich and a couple of others whose names I'm going to forget and probably get in trouble for that. But they take beautiful care of the flowers. Are flowers part of God's fingerprints? You bet they are. You bet they are. How about you? Are you part of God's fingerprints? Of course you are. You cannot find anything that was not made by God's hand. Now, human beings, they go ahead and they kind of help God on a few things, but even there, you know, your dad is involved in the mining industry, right? They go and they mine all sorts of, what is that called, the taconite or whatever it is out there, and they create this stuff that they can make steel, and with steel they make buildings, and they can make cars, make all sorts of stuff. But God is still behind it all. God created the people that go out there and mine, and God created all this wonderful minerals that we can make stuff out of. Yeah. That's the most important thing to remember for today. God is creator. God's fingerprints are everywhere. Yeah. Okay? Now, let's read a story. And in order to do that, I'm going to need you guys to come up here. Gather up around here, okay? Take a seat right over here. Try not to step on the papers because we're going to do something with that a little bit later, okay? Just take a seat. Take a seat right here, right here. Edie, I want you to come up here. You're a good reader, aren't you, Edie? Come on up here. Okay. Now, I'm going to hold this up here like this. Can you get in here tight there, Mr. Law? Okay. All right. What's it talk about? What's it say right there? Can you read that for me?
God created the sky and separated the water from the land. Plants and trees popped out of the ground. God filled the sea with all kinds of fish, and God saw that it was good. The sun shone brightly during the day. The moon glowed gently at night. Birds burst into the sky. Bugs buzzed through the air. Worms crawled through the dirt. The fields of forest thundered under the feet of all God's animals. And God saw that was good.
Okay. Now it says, what's your favorite part of creation? What's your favorite part of creation? Go talk with Mom and Dad about that. Give you a couple minutes to talk about that. You want to come over here? Talk with your mom? Okay, what do we got? What's your favorite part of creation? Water? That's an important part. Without water, can you live? No. Water is the essential for life. God uses water in wonderful ways. God uses water to give us life. God uses water to give life to the trees. Everything that has fingerprints of God is dependent on water. Yeah. And God uses water in a wonderful way to give us life in baptism. Yeah. You were baptized, yeah? I had your baptism not too long ago. And when God poured that water on your head, God said, you're special, AJ. I have made you just as I like. I have made you just as perfect as this creation. You are mine. Okay. Edie, you want to come up here and read again? Actually, I forgot to start on this page, so let's start over here. And turn this way so that the camera can see us as well, okay? What does it say here, Edie?
In the beginning, nothing made sense. It was chaos. The earth hadn't taken shape yet. Darkness was everywhere. But God's Spirit was already there, always moving. God decided to set things in order. God made light and saw that it was good. God named light day and darkness night.
Okay, very good. All right, and then read that one there too, please.
God created people, male and female. I have placed my image on you. I bless you, God said. All of this creation is for you. Eat the plants, tend to the animals, care for creation, and grow and grow. God looked over the creation. It was very good. Finally, God rested.
Yeah, right. Now, I got some papers here. They're all spread out, and I've got numbers over there. Okay? And I want to thank you kids for coloring these pictures. And by the way, anybody who's watching this, you can come to the church and we will give you these little wonderful things to color as well as to talk about the days of creation. Now, I've got numbers over here and I've got different activities where God created over here. And I need to get another book, so bear with me here. I forgot to bring it out. And we're going to talk about the days of creation and see what God made. All right? And I'm going to need your help. I'm going to need your help by matching the number with what God did. Okay? And so there's numbers over there. There's activities over here. And let me read and let's see if we can match up the number. On the first day of creation, the wind of God blew. Can you blow like this? Whoosh, swoosh, God said. Let there be light. Crackle, boom, bang, there was light. And God saw that the light was good. Then split. God divided the light and the darkness into day and night. On the second day, God said, let there be sky. Pillow, billow, puff. There was a sky, and God saw that the sky was good. On the third day, God said, let there be water and dry land. Drip, drop, kaplunk. There was water. Crackle, crunch, snap. There was land. God saw that the water and the land were good. Then God said, let there be plants and trees, rumble, rustle, pop. There were plants and trees. God saw that the plants and the trees were good. On the fourth day, God said, let there be sun and moon and stars. Glimmer, shimmer, shine. There was a sun and a moon and thousands of stars. God saw that the sun and the moon and the stars were good. On what day are we on now? Fifth day. On the fifth day, God said, let there be sea animals that swim and birds that fly. Wiggle, splish, splash. There were sea animals, flutter, putter, tweet. There were birds. God saw that the sea animals and the birds were good. On the sixth day, God said, let there be animals of every kind on the earth. Growl, prowl, snort. There were animals with fur, skitter, scatter, creep. There were bugs, slither, slink, hop. There were reptiles. God saw the animals and the bugs and the reptiles were good. Then God said, what's the last part of God's creation? God, it's good. And what's the last part? What do you think? Edie? Nope. Oh, excuse me. The second to last part. I made a mistake. The last part of God's creation is human beings, you and me. And then God saw and then God created human beings. People were very good. On the seventh day, God rested, right. Go outside and look into God's creation and you can see all these wonderful things. Okay, now, what we need to do, working as a group, we need to take all the numbers, let's number them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then let's take all of these things over here and line them up with the numbers. Should we do that? Go. Go ahead, Evan. Put them in order. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we got to go find the matching pictures. Yep, that's not quite right. Can you get it? Give our audience here an opportunity to see what we're doing.
Let's see, AJ. Did the birds and the fish? I think.
Yep, right? Third day, dry land, right? Fourth day, yeah, right, good job. Can you see all those numbers, everybody who might be watching live stream or on Facebook? It's a wonderful activity that we can all do at home. We've got these things, and you can certainly take them home, color them, and do this in your own living room for your own family devotions. Yeah. Okay, it's getting time to quit here. I promised only 20 minutes, but the last thing that we're going to talk about, and this is something that you can take home. When God created, it's like God was like a potter. He was like an artist. And God took stuff. God took all these molecules, all these atoms. The Bible talks about God breathing life into the dirt, into the dust, into the soil. And by God's hands, things were created. This is, what do we call this? This is Play-Doh, right? What are some fun things to do with Play-Doh? You can play with it, yeah. I am going to encourage you throughout the week. You're going to be able to take some of this Play-Doh home. And you can see what I did. I made got these little things here. God made a star, for example. Fourth day of creation. What does this look like? Kind of looks like a dinosaur. Yeah. Where God put the dinosaurs, I don't know, but they're there. Okay. So you could take the Play-Doh and make a dinosaur. Okay. This kind of looks like a gingerbread cookie. Okay. Kind of like a little bear, a little teddy bear. Or you can take this Play-Doh and you can make things with your own. Okay. Now, what I encourage you to do is tonight or any night that you would be able to read a Bible story and then take the Play-Doh, okay, and then play and do something as part of creation. God's fingerprints are everywhere. You might even want to make your hand that I am part of God's creation. You with me on that? So go ahead and take some of this Play-Doh home. That's quite all right. It's a gift to you guys to do that. And then I'm also going to give these books, to moms and dads, okay? And to read these books, Edie, you're a great reader, so you might be able to help your younger brothers also to read some of these stories. In these Bible story books are wonderful Bible stories, of course, and there are wonderful questions that you can talk about as a family. It's important to talk to your parents. Let me tell you this. Your parents are very busy. They got a lot of pressure on their mind. You guys might worry about your baseball games or something like that, but your mom and dads, they worry about that stuff and more. And so make sure you talk to your mom and dad as you read this and as you take a look at these questions. Ask your mom and dad about how they view God, what they see God is doing. I'm going to leave you with one final thing. And this is something that we want to pass out to all of our members. In fact, as we continue to have these broadcasts, we'll post this on the live stream. These are 4 things that are very important for families as far as talking about Jesus. I'm going to give this to your moms and dads. They can read that, and they can practice these 4 things with you. And we're going to revisit these things as we meet together for family faith formation. Okay, Mom over here. All right. And then one over here. Okay. So we're done. We'll do this every Sunday, or most every Sunday that we can get together. Okay. We'll have a little thing that we can do. We'll open it up for some questions and whatnot. I hope to start on time, and I hope to end on time. And we'll have something take home that you can do with mom and dad, okay? How many know the Lord's Prayer? Do you know it? Okay. That's another thing, to say the Lord's Prayer with your mom and dad. That's very important. Let's fold our hands like this, okay? And let's pray the Lord's Prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. Thank you. God bless you. For those who might be watching a little bit later on in Facebook, Family Faith Formation, we want to empower you to pass the faith on to your kids. And so tune in on Sunday mornings. Better yet, be here as a part of the worship service, and we'll take it from there. God bless you all, and be well. We'll sign off now, John.